Well, folks, I just wanted to touch on Scotland last night and the sad exit from the Euros. Very sad it was too. Heard bits about it on TalkSport this morning. Seen bits of the game. I must admit, I didn't see a lot of it, but I seen sort of part of what I seen was 10 minutes in the first half. And well, let me say this: I think, as an outsider looking in, I think the Scots had, without a shadow of a doubt, the best fans out there. Absolutely fantastic. For me, top of the league. As a team out there, I would say the team is probably, if not bottom of the league, very, very, very close. Very close. Let me just say this before I say what I actually saw last night. I heard today on the radio, I think throughout the whole of the Euros, that's 3 games they've had 17 shots. Not 17 shots on target, just 17 shots. I noticed last night in the game they have to win, they had 1 shot. Wasn't even 1 on target, they had 1 shot. And for me, if you want to win a game, your best chance is to score a goal from a shot. Because you can shoot, you may score. You can shoot, it can be deflected and it may go in. You can shoot, the goalie might make a howler and drop it over his line. It's happened many times before. You can shoot, you can hit someone's outstretched arm and get a penalty. You've got 4 chances of getting a goal. I think what Scotland were relying on was maybe a free kick, and probably not even with the shot from a free kick, but a free kick going on somebody's head, or a corner going on somebody's head, or maybe even a penalty. Now, some might say, well, we should have had a penalty there last night. I've seen it on a number of occasions. I've seen it when it happened, and I thought, that's not a penalty for me. Yeah, the guy's got him slightly, got an arm round him, but the Scottish attacker's got the arm round the other fella. But more than that, the Scottish guy tried to step in his path, so as the guy had to body momentum bring him down. And it was only with body momentum, I thought. I just don't think it was a penalty. And when you look at the angle from behind the goal, I'm certain it's no penalty. And I heard something this morning on one of the TV shows. I think it was on the BBC show. They interviewed some fans, and one fan said it's 50-50 for me, the penalty. He said, I've got to say, he said, I looked at it, I've seen it since, and I just thought to myself, why didn't our boy shoot? And when he said that, I watched it again from a totally different light, and I thought exactly the same. Why did he not shoot? He had a chance of a shot, but rather than have the shot, he wanted to step inside, to step inside the defender, so as there had to be contact, in the hope of getting a penalty. Why did he not take a shot with the hope of scoring a goal outright? And had he have took the shot and had it looked to the defender like he might score, the defender may have put a leg in and fouled him. I just don't get it at all. It just showed no ambition to me. But what I was going to say was, I seen that some of the early game, I seen 10 minutes in the first half, and they were doing what everybody now does. You know, the Manchester City way. Goalkeeper to centre-back, to centre-back, to goalkeeper, to full-back, to centre-back, to goalkeeper. And I'm thinking, this is crazy. This is a game that they've got to win to progress. They're not doing anything doing from me to you in their own half. I hear the possession rate for Scotland was pretty good, but the possession rate in the opposing half was poor because they hardly ever had the ball in the other half. Now, you can play that kind of game if you're Man City with world-class players, because what they do this passing all over the back line and invite teams onto them, and as the teams come on, they've got such great ball players in that back line and great runners up front, they thread balls through midfield or over midfield for somebody to run onto, and it works for them. Or they pass in increments and get up the field and do it very, very quickly. It works for them. Scotland haven't got that class of player in there. I was thinking to myself with sort of half an hour ago, why don't they take a leaf out the old Jack Charlton handbook? And he used to put everything up the touchline. Lads, get the ball as far as you can up the touchline for our wingers to run onto. He said, and that way, we're running onto the opposing team. And the opposing team might make a mistake, we put pressure on them. They might foul us. We might actually get the ball outright, and then we're running on their goal. We want to play the game in their half, not in our half. And that would have probably suited Scotland. But at half time, as the manager, I'd be saying, lads, you've done nothing in this first half. You're just passive. You've done absolutely nothing. No shots, nothing on target. You know, he's not going to tell them they're not the best players in the world, but he's going to say to them, you've got some heart, you've got some passion. Listen to them fans. You need to make them sing. We need to hear them fans. We need them on the backs of the opposing team. But to do that, we need to get in their half and show a bit of grit and a bit of commitment. Foul a couple if you need to. Get a couple of yellow cards. Don't get a red card, but show a bit of passion, a bit of fight. And I think if they'd have took the game to Hungary, it might have been a totally different result. But nothing happened in the game till the last, 3 or 4 minutes of normal time and 10 minutes of extra time. So there's like a 14-minute game. The game went on for about 102, 104 minutes, 105 minutes, 105 minutes, and 14 of them mattered. 105 minutes, one shot, nothing on target. Do you really expect to go through with figures like that? I don't get it at all, folks. I really, really don't. You know, for me, you could put a duff manager in that dugout, and the duff manager will say, wait a minute, with say half an hour to go, or even after, this is no good. We've not had a shot yet. We get up the field and start creating. I just think really, really poor. I feel so sorry for them Scots. Thousands and thousands. When I heard today, surely it can't be right. I heard today 4% of the population of Scotland were in Germany. It can't be right. Even if it's 4% of just the adults, they can't have had that many there. If they did, wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable. The fans for me deserved a hell of a lot more. A hell of a lot more. What a really, really poor way to go out. And as I think Stuart Pearce said, this man on the radio, they were really poor. You know, they didn't cover themselves in glory, but it's worse because Hungary weren't that great themselves. You know, they were there for the taking, Hungary, but Scotland had to want it and had to show that they wanted it, and for me, they just didn't do it. But one shot in all those minutes. What else did I see? I got some stats really just from today's paper, and they might not be spot on. Scotland possession, 58%, but as I say, all in their own half. Shots on target, none. Shots off target, 1. Corners, 2. Offsides, 3. Fouls, 16. Yellow cards, 1. Yellow cards, 1. And I remember Roy Keane, or Paul Scholes used to say, especially Roy Keane, if we get a beat at half time and nothing's happening, he said, I'll get into someone and get booked if need be. Scholes would do the same, and Nicky Butt do the same. We get into people's ribs to get the crowd going and get, you know, on the opposing team's backs, and to create a bit of passion throughout the team. You know, we'd sacrifice 2 or 3 yellow cards to ultimately get to where we wanted to be. 1 card, Scotland. That's poor. Really poor. You look at all them stats, they're all really shocking. I just felt sorry for the fans. I still do. What a shame. What a way to go out. What an opportunity missed. That's the biggie. What an opportunity missed. Could be no party there now. No Scots. No party.